Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and of course, welcome on back to another brand spanking new episode of Blitzvillage. Thank you guys so much for the amazing support on the last episode. We hit nearly 700 likes, which was absolutely spectacular, so thank you guys so very, very much for your support. Of course, today we will continue building our, I was gonna say Lego Batman, but a lot of you guys said that he's a little fat, so you know what? He just likes to eat donuts every now and then. What's the big deal? But we will obviously get to work on this little Batman, or actually very big Batman, in just a moment. Before we get, of course, to our build of the day, we need to give shoutouts to you guys. So, of course, if you don't know, if you want to be featured on an upcoming episode of Blitzvillage, send in your submissions over to my Twitter page, which is, of course, twitter.com/Blitzwinger, or you can tweet at Blitzwinger and then send me your creations, and you will be potentially featured on an upcoming episode of Blitzvillage. So, with all that being said, today we've got three fantastic submissions. First of which comes from Pablo Paz, P-A-Z, which is a cactus statue from Plants vs. Zombies. Looks fantastic. That design is like really, really cool, and if you guys know, you know that I love Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, so I am obviously very much considering to actually build a Plants vs. Zombies statue now at some point down the line. I probably wouldn't build a cactus statue because I'm not very good with the cactuses, but I might build a pea shooter statue or something like that. That'd be kind of really cool. But nonetheless, great creation. Thank you for your fantastic submission. Next up after that, we got Uncontrollable Gaming, who sent in a Pepsi vending machine. So very, very nice design there, my friend. Nicely done. And next up after that, this one was like crazy impressive. Even though the other ones have been as well, I'm just saying that this one was like really, really cool. I imagine this took a long time. And that was from Dara Reveal. It's D-A-R-A-G-H. So I'm not sure if I'm mispronouncing your name. That's the first name. And then Reveal. And it is the Justice League, which looks so cool. So nicely done indeed. Thank you for that amazing submission. And yeah, so of course, if you want to be featured in an upcoming episode, definitely do so by sending in your cool stuff. So, with all that being said, let's get a cracking and let's get rocking and rolling with our build of the day. So, of course, as you can see, I finished the legs. Yes, they are pretty thick and everything, I know. Now, what I'm thinking we will do is we might have like little doors right here or something like that, like whoops, like this or something, where you could walk in and then climb all the way up the tower. So that'd be kind of cool, but we'll see. For now, they're just gonna be closed off. We'll see what we do with them maybe on the next episode of Blitzvillage. So with that being said, let's get rocking and rolling. I did adjust a couple of things, especially on the head here, just change a little bit of the shapes and such. So yeah, not a lot of great like in-depth changes or anything like that, but I definitely have made some changes indeed. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and take these. So I believe this was the middle, right? Okay, yes, it was. Now why does it feel to me like the audio is like really loud? Maybe it's my headphones. Let me turn those down. That would be kind of smart. There we go. Alright, so now the key is, if you've ever seen a Lego minifigure, you will notice that oftentimes they do like a sculpting of, like, you know, muscles to make the characters look tougher. And the way that they do it is with a little bit of a darker gray, if it's obviously the gray costume. So that's exactly what we are going to attempt to do here as well. So it's not going to be an easy task, that's for certain. So we'll see if I could actually sculpt it out. I'm sure it's not going to be a easy thing to do, but we will attempt to do so in this episode here, of course. So this is a kind of the bottom part of the abs. I literally never thought that I would be trying to sculpt Batman's abs in an episode of Blitzvillage. Like, that was not something when I started Blitzvillage. I was like, at some point we will indeed be sculpting Batman's abs. It's like, that's not a thing that I think anybody had predicted would happen in this series. Even though I'm sure somebody will now comment saying, oh, I thought of that. And I'll be like, you are a genius. How could you have predicted such a brilliant thing? So this is actually not horrible, which I know is not saying much, because it's like, well, if something is not horrible, that doesn't mean that it's great. I get that, but at the same time, I thought it would be very difficult to do. So this is actually not really bad, which is kind of surprising. I know it's not a very positive thing, as I said a moment ago, but hey, if we can make it look nice, that is obviously an added bonus. So this is kind of the ab part. I guess what we could have done was maybe make this just a tiny little bit wider. Kind of maybe like this. And, maybe like that. I don't know. Does that look better? I'm not sure. Let's see. Even though everybody said that he does look like a fat Batman, I guess he likes to work out, so he's still got abs. He's still working out, and he's still looking like a boss, because he's Batman, and Batman is a boss. So, how did that work out? Did we have 4 over here? Oh yeah, we did. That's why it worked out, Blitzwinger. Okay, so that's not bad at all. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sculpt upwards the kind of next ribcage part. And I know that this is not the particularly most exciting moment, because obviously it's difficult to get this right. So we're obviously going to spend a little bit of time right now on getting this to look correct. So what I'm thinking is, I think what I want to do, whoops, is maybe kind of like this, right? I know it's a really obscure shape right now, guys. I know. Okay, so then we'll do kind of like the rib cage pieces here. I wish I had a little bit more to work with, but unfortunately I do not. And then obviously the chest muscles, because, you know, Batman lifts and stuff, and he works out. Okay, so I gotta make sure that this is even. So the key is to get this all to line up. And if that all lines up, then it will all check out and it will look sweet. And then I gotta not forget that we still have to fit in a Batman logo over here. It would have to be like right there, which is really not a lot of room to work with, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll do this. And then basically just replicate the same thing over on the other side. So that would be, what, 4 blocks wide? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go, whoops, whoops, whoops. There we go. All right, that's actually looking pretty good right now. I don't mind the way that looks whatsoever. So let's see. The only thing I'm wondering about. Well, I think once we fill it out, it'll look normal. It looks very weird right now. I know. But I think that that's hopefully just because we don't have it filled out right now. So. That's my hopes, obviously. So we're gonna go 1 block away, then 2 blocks up. I don't know how I'm coming up with this, by the way. I'm literally just kind of going off of my mind, like looking at the picture and then trying to get it to look somewhat... okay, why does that not look even? Did we mis-sculpt something in the torso? I don't think so. Like, this is supposed to be an ab structure. Okay, you know what? Let's fill up the belly, and or the rest of the design here, and then this will allow us to actually see how Batman has come together. Again, I never claimed that this would be a perfect design, and as I always say, the most important thing is to have fun with this and make sure that it turns out just a fun process. And that's what I always tell you guys, and that's why I always tell you guys that when you want to be featured, I will feature any and every one of you if I could. And obviously I try to feature people once, and then sometimes some people do get in twice by mistake. So my apologies about that. But again, I do try to prioritize the people who have not been featured before in order to keep it nice and fair for all of you. Okay, so hopefully that will turn out normal. I'm really hoping. Oh man, I'm starting to be nervous about it looking really awkward. But you know what? Batman works out, so it'll be a good explanation. We'll just be like, Batman works out. That's it. That's the logic behind it. I mean, it's kind of coming together, to be honest. To be quite honest, it's actually kind of sort of coming together. I mean, we would have to make these abs bigger now. Oh, no, actually we wouldn't, because this is not his entire stomach, and this is just like the upper ab area. Look. Bam! That is actually not bad, especially when we add the arms. I think that the arms will really help. So that's pretty cool. Alright, I'm very happy with the way that actually turned out now. Because that was one thing that I was really nervous about. That, the cape, and the arms are the 3 things that I am most nervous about getting correct on this sculpt. Because I feel like those things are going to be really important. And, to be quite honest, difficult to pull off. So, speaking of pulling things off, we are gonna need to do a bat over here, of course, which is also gonna be no easy task. A bat logo, that is. So the way I'm thinking we're gonna do this is maybe something along these lines. We don't have a lot of space, unfortunately, to work with, so we have to kind of improvise. So this would be kind of the bat's head. Oh, sorry, no, these would be like the little head parts, I guess, right? And then these are the wings that curve in. And then, let's see, would that look halfway decent, at least? At least halfway decent? Okay. That looks nothing like a bat logo, like not even a little bit. Alright, I'm not going to tackle the bat logo right now because it's going to drive me crazy, guys. I'm just going to be like, oh, constantly changing it. So this is where the bat logo will go, though. So we'll definitely get it to fit in there, hopefully sooner rather than later. So what we can get to work on is actually changing our time so that we have a nice, beautiful, bright day to work with, so that the colors are nice and beautiful for us. And then we can actually start sculpting out the hands or the arms. Now this is going to be really difficult because it's going to be really tough to get an arm on an angle, because when you're working with plastic, it's very different, obviously, which is what Legos are made of. So it's going to be a very strange process, I feel like, to make the arms look normal. Oh man, I don't even know how we're going to do this right now. Ay, carambas, this is far tougher than I thought it would be. Far, far tougher. But hey, I accept the challenge, and we will still be victorious. And it will indeed still be very, very glorious. Hopefully. Hopefully it will be glorious. I can't actually promise that it will be glorious. It might be very unglorious. Okay, so what I'm thinking we could do is literally just carry the arm down like this, right? And then we would build it out up to here. The one thing I'm wondering about now is whether or not I want to even make the arm out of the same color, you know? So typical Lego hand has like a little claw, like a claw, kind of, I was going to say crawfish arm, but, okay, that's going to be a little weird, I think. So the idea behind it is basically if that would be the hand, right? Which we could obviously extend that a little bit to make it look a little bit more natural, somewhat. Again, we're working with hard edges, so we don't have any curves, unfortunately. Obviously, that's supposed to be a lot more rounded off. But what we can do is we can kind of sculpt the arm. Whoops. To come together. Whoops. Okay, I think I need to do that earlier, don't I? So we could do this. Okay, then build up. And then maybe something like this. Does that look like a decent arm? Oh god, look at those arms. Oh my god. Oh my god, Batman, you are gonna be massive, my friend. You are indeed going to be a massive, massive fella. I'm starting to think that we need to remove this, and then it will look more reasonable. Because if we create a separation between the arm and the torso, right? Like if we change the sculpting of this, so we push the torso a little bit inward, right? And we create a separation. Whoops. Like so. Maybe that would look better. Oh man, these arms. These arms, they're supposed to be like way longer. That's the biggest issue right now. Oh, it's so tough to get the body to look right and the arms to be right. Oh my goodness, this is going to be terrifying, guys. I am very, very nervous now. Ay, carambas, this is going to be a challenge for sure. This is definitely going to be quite a bit of a challenge. So, let's say though, if we began the arms, let's say here, right? Let's work backwards. Let's kind of work our way back and see if we could get this to look decent. Okay, so let's say that is the hand, right? And obviously it would be massive because it would have to be all the way up to here. Right, there we go. And then 2 blocks down. And then the same thing. So this is kind of your typical little Lego hand that they have going on, right? Now usually it has like a little bit of a bit that you connect it to the arm. Like, you know, at the center it would have... Oh, missed your thumbs there. There you go, buddy. Now you got some thumbs. I'm sure you're happy with that. So typically there would be like a little connector point that goes into the arm. So if we want, we could actually create that little separation right there. And then let's say here's the hand, right? So it would be right here. There we go. So here's the core element of the hand. We got it in place, and now things are looking pretty good. Things are hopefully going to start turning up for us, because this is really, really tough, man. I knew it would be tough working without a template art or anything like that, and completely going off the top of my mind and just kind of improvising on the spot and trying to create ideas as we go along. But I really did not expect it to be quite this tough. I really did not. So, do we want to do that or not? It does look a little bit weird. I mean, it doesn't look weird on the... you know what? Actually, what if we just made this, like, thicker? Right? And we pulled this forward. There we go. Right? And then let's say we did that. And we... Oh, whoops. I think this will actually look pretty decent if we did it like this. Right? Bam. Okay, I actually think that's not too bad. Okay, so then we got to get it to get attached to the, obviously, body and look not completely weird in the process. It could look a little weird, it could look a little funny, it could look a little goofy. I don't mind that whatsoever. We just need to make sure that it doesn't look completely ridiculous, which it kind of does look right now. I am kind of regretting the fact that I kind of destroyed the shape of the body, because we had a pretty good shape going for like a triangular type connection. So typically there's like a little shoulder joint, right? And the shoulder joint is like just, it would actually be right around here. So this could be our shoulder joint, right? Do we want to connect it like right there? Create, oh, actually, no. I know what we're going to do. I know what we're going to do, guys. We're going to get this figured out. Okay, so we want it to be a little bit somewhat shoulder-like. Oh, God, these arms. These arms are going to look terrible, guys. But, oh, my goodness. It looks awful. Oh, my goodness, that is really bad. That is so difficult, man. I'm starting to think we got to go with a block body shape, because otherwise it's going to be impossible to get it to look normal. I mean, this is not normal at all, I know. that's far, far, far from normal, but at least it's funny. So at least on the bright side, we will get to laugh at it. So, oh goodness gracious, that is far too much. I don't know what to do here now. I mean, that's a decent looking arm, actually. I don't mind. Again, within the limitations that we're working with, that's a decent looking arm. We obviously could extend this a little bit more, like maybe to make it look a little bit more natural, Lego-y. And of course, don't forget, by the way, it's not going to look like a claw completely, because these sides are going to be connected, right? So it's like this, we're going to go ahead and fill in, because I'm sure that some people are going to say, oh, that looks awkward, and don't get me wrong, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I've got a pretty good imagination, and even I can see the very, very flawed things about this guy. But again, I love that in Minecraft, as I always say, because it allows you to be creatively expressive. So you see, that really is not a horrible looking arm. Like, the abs turned out pretty good, the arm turned out pretty good, and overall, we're actually, like, as much as it kind of looks bad, like, the other thing that I forgot about is the fact that we are going to have a cape over here. So that's the other thing, that we do have a benefit of, you know, using a cape to kind of cover this up, which is going to be very, very beneficial for us. So I got to remember that. And with the cape, I think it won't look that bad, to be quite honest, guys. So I'm actually kind of starting to be optimistic here, to be quite honest. So that's really, really nice. Whew. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is, I'm not going to work on the second hand there. I'm going to do that in between episodes. I'll get the second arm going. And then now what I'd like to do before we end this episode is actually maybe get the majority of the cowl design laid out as well, so that we could know that that is done and we do not have to be concerned with that. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get the ears. We obviously want those big spiky ears that Batman is so very well known for. And the way that we're going to do that is, I think, like this, right? So we're going to bring this down. I know it's not going to look perfect again, because we are... Okay, those are going to be just a tiny little bit too long. He's going to look like Bugs Bunny instead of Batman. It's like, hello, what's up, Doc? It's like, oh, Batman, when did you become Bugs Bunny? Sorry about that, buddy. I'm really sorry. He's like, how dare you make me look like this? Alright, that's a little bit more reasonable. I think that's a little more reasonable. And then obviously we want to kind of make it a little bit thicker as it comes down. And then the key is also going to be to get it to join right in the midway point, which is going to be these two blocks. So we're going to bring these blocks up, just so we kind of know where the midway point is. So here we are. There's one ear. That's not bad. That's not bad, actually. I'm not horribly unimpressed with that. We're actually starting to make this thing look decent. Our fat Batman is coming together. Our donut-sponsored Batman. Our retired Batman, I guess. Something like that. He just retired. He likes to eat donuts on the weekends. He just likes to enjoy life, guys. Just give him a bit of a break. It's okay. It's okay, Bat. So we still love you, buddy. We still love you. Or at least I do. Okay, so... Imagine if those are his eyes. Just these two giant eyes. Whoa, that'd be kind of freaky, actually. Okay, so that's not too bad. Now, we are going to have, obviously, to sculpt his nose. And the way that I think we're going to do that is just kind of pull this forward a little bit. So I think we'll do just this. Actually, I wonder... Does it look like... pretty decent like that? No. I'm trying to experiment here. Trying to experiment some things. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to start sculpting the nose on the second layer here. And then this we're going to just go ahead and fill out with another layer. So there'll be two layers between... No, never mind. That's too much. It's going to look weird. I mean, it still looks weird, but it's not going to look as weird if we... Yeah, I think that would be... That would be our best option right there. So that will be the nose. And then obviously it's supposed to actually... Ideally we want to make the nose 3 blocks wide. But then it's not going to be even. Like, okay. It's getting dark in here again. Got a time set to 0 again. A third time. My goodness, we've gone through 3 day and night cycles already. Gotta check what time we're at. Oh, wow, we're already at 22 minutes. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to call it a day for today, guys, since we're already over 20 minutes in length. But I have to say, again, it's not gonna be a perfect design. I can definitely see that now as it is. But I think it's going to be fun, and most importantly, I think it's going to be our design. And I think that that's really, really important, because we're definitely going to make this design our own. Obviously, leave suggestions in the comment section below for how you would like for me to tweak Batman as we continue to assemble him. So I think that next week, we're probably going to finish the entire statue. And then the week after that, we will probably get to work on, you know, getting all the really cool Batman stuff inside, like all the little statues and things like that that we have ideas for. So, of course, don't forget to leave your comments down in the comment section below with all your ideas and suggestions. And, of course, as I always say, if you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a big like rating. It is always, always appreciated. All your comments and all your ratings are highly, highly appreciated. So, thank you guys so very much for your amazing support. And, of course, guys, I will catch you guys next time. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you later, alligators. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks all for watching.